Okay, so this is Canva. I'm using a system. That's why it looks this big. I'm using a screen. If you're using a phone, it's going to look much smaller. Because imagine seeing this whole thing on this tiny phone. It's going to look much smaller, you know. But I personally prefer to use a system because I can see everything. Like I can see everything I need to see. So, but if you don't have a system and you have just a phone, you can download Canva on your phone and you can design in Canva. You can. I have done it before, so I know. I use Canva on my phone for years, so I know. So you can work with your phone or your system. But of course, the system is bigger, so it's always better. Okay, so I have an outline, a bit of an outline here. Let me just walk you through it. Okay, so we have introduction. I'm just going to show you what Canva looks like. This is my own page, my own Canva. Okay, so this home, your project, you know, slash. So if you, for me, this is my business name, this top corner. So that's why it starts. That's why it starts like that. Okay. So and these are my designs. Yes, I did everything here by myself. Yeah, these are my designs. So the thing about Canva, right, is that you can design multiple things. You can design your logo, you can design your flyer, you can design your invitation cards. If you want to do party, you want to do your wedding, you can design your invitation cards. You can do Instagram posts, YouTube banner, you know, those long things that you see on YouTube. You can do that. You can do anything. You can do an ebook. You can do worksheets. You can do if you're a teacher, you know, this classroom, things that used to decorate classrooms, and you can do that. There's so much that you can do. As in Canva. Oh, okay, Nora, I hope you can hear me because everyone else seems to be hearing me. I hope my voice is okay. Because everyone else seems to be hearing me. Okay. Nora, please adjust your. I don't know what you need to adjust.
But it's not clear.
Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe it's my microphone. Can you hear me now? Although I can't hold the microphone like this. Is it better now?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Let me adjust. I'm just gonna adjust my microphone. Okay. So it's in the center of my outfit like that. Okay. All right. So like I was saying, Canva is great for everything. But the first thing that you need to know, right, is that you can't. There are different sizes for different projects, right? So you can't take, for example, I'll get into this, right? But okay, let's leave that. Let me start from the beginning. Okay, so as you can see, you see templates, right? Templates, there's features, because all these ones are different other things. Then of course, pricing. There's a free package which I am on. There's a pro, which is slightly, it has more advantages than the free. So depending on what you want to do, you may need to pay for a pro version, but you don't always have to. Then all these ones are for, you know, big boys, you know. So I haven't done more than pro before. Pro is like, it costs about maybe 5 to 7K in Naira. It's about $12 or $14, so it's not very expensive. So you can do it when you want. It doesn't have to be every month. So for me, like I had a conference last month, so I paid for the pro version just for that last month, so that I could design my flyers, because I knew I needed some things, you know, that I couldn't get in the free version. But the free works fine. Trust me, it works very, very well. So let's get to the templates, right? So they are different, as you can see. There are different templates, you know. So you need to know that you pick what is appropriate. So for example, you want to pick a poster. Let me open posters now. Okay, for example, you can't be wanting to do an Instagram post and you go and pick something on posters, because an Instagram post they have different sizes. So there's a square size. The Instagram post is a square size. But if you do a flyer, it's going to be like a rectangle. You know, so you're just going to be struggling with having to crop and all that, and that's stressful. So you need to decide what you are doing first. So if you are doing a poster, you can start from posters. You can open it. Okay, it's loading. So you can do posters, you can do flyers, you know. So these are different types, you know. Of course, you can always do the blank version, if depending on your level of skill, you can do the blank, or you can just take something and then edit it. That depends entirely on you. Okay, so if sorry, I want to check something. Okay. So if you want to take, for example, this, apparently you can't take it because if you look at this, you see paid there. Anywhere you don't see, okay, this is another point, right? You see this dollar sign means it's paid. Okay, that means it's paid. This means it's pro. When you see this sign, it means that you can only use this in the paid version. Now, if you use it in the free version, it doesn't mean it will work. It will work. But when you download it, there's a way to look. It will have this cross lines. I will look for a picture like that and post on the group so that you see what I'm talking about. So when you're using a free version, please just use 3 images. You see this one is free. You can use this. This is free. This is free. You can do any of this. You don't have to use a paid. You don't have to use anyone that has that paid thing because it would, when you download it and it has those quick cross lines and you put it on your Instagram page, it to me it looks tacky. If you're running a business and you're letting everybody know that you're using the free version, it's not very nice, And I see a lot of people do it. I've seen some people here do that. And I just knew that they probably didn't know, But please use free images. Once you see dollar sign or you see it is not free. So my advice, don't even go there because you see so many paid ones and you can get heartbroken. So unless you are ready to pay the money, don't bother. Just look for free ones. And trust me, there are a lot of free images in Canva. This is free. This is free. Okay, so I think I'm done with introductions. Okay, so I'm just going to open. Okay, so like I was saying, for this is posters, right? Can you see it's the rectangle? If you were to go back to Instagram post, loading, you see that Instagram post is a square. So if you design something in a poster size and bring it here, I want to post it on Instagram, we are going to struggle because we are going to have to cut off that extra and it's going to be stressful for you. Okay, so that's our introductions. Okay, so I'm just going to go with the next thing I want to do is if you have any questions, please let me know. Please let me know. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is I want us to pick this one. Okay. Let's pick something and see how we can design with a template. Because I want to show you how to design. So now in Canva, you can either design with a template or you can design from scratch. So let's do this. I think we can work with that one. Okay. So can you see what it says now? It shows you the pictures, the colors in this picture. All these colors are the colors in this picture. Okay. So you see what it says now. You can resize it if you have a paid version, but otherwise you can't. So you can choose to customize this. Okay. All right. So let's customize this one. Okay. So this is what. Okay, still loading. This is what your typical Canva page looks like. Like this is what it actually looks like, So I'll do a bit of an introduction here too before we start. Okay. So you see there's nothing at this edge, so I'm going to just put that there. Okay, so this is your typical design page. When you want to design anything, this is where you come to. So you have your template, right? Now, this template means that you can change, like maybe you don't like this template, you want to do something, you want to pick something else, you can pick this, pick another one. You understand? But just be conscious of the size that you are using. You understand? So you can pick this one. If I don't like it, I can always pick another template, But like I said, look for the ones that are free so that you don't start struggling to download. Because all these ones that are paid, right? You will not notice anything until you want to download. Then you realize that they'll tell you, okay, that's fine. Joanna, that's fine. On the phone you can't see everything, so it's not, you may not see the way I'm seeing it now. So, but it's fine. You can look at it later. Okay. So what was I saying? Okay, so you can always change if you want. Okay. Okay. Now, very good. Let me. Oh, okay. So you see this arrow here. You can zoom in as much as possible. Now, when you zoom in, trying to, can you see this cross? This crisscross? Can you see? You see those lines? You see those lines? That means that this is a paid. This item is a paid element. So I may not be able to download it. You understand? I may not be able to download it. That's where you start having issues. When you want to download, you now realize that, why is it not downloading? Is it my village people? It's not your village people. For example, let me try downloading this. This one now, let me try downloading it. Okay. So there's where you see download. Okay. And bear in mind, you can post directly to Instagram. See, Instagram personal, Instagram business. You can post directly. But I always download first so that I can have the image. So can you see? You see this image now? I want to download. You see what it's telling me? Download the Canva Pro. So if you don't have Canva Pro, you can't get this image. And if you get it, maybe you screenshot it or something, it will still have these lines, which don't look very good. Or, okay, they're saying you can download a free watermark graph. But please, let's avoid having watermark graph on our pages. Okay, so let's pick something else that is free. It's actually free. Okay, this is also paid. So you see that there are a lot of. Now the thing is, in this one, right, you can choose to remove the paid version. So let's work with this. I think we can work with this. Okay. Now, let's go back to the element, the app of Canva. Okay, this is template. Now this is element. Element contains lines, shape, graphics, stickers, even some videos, So these are the small things that make your Canva look the way it looks, right? So this is a graphic, or like a sticker or something. You can always take it out, So you can see the different kinds of stickers, You can just take them and put them, okay? Sorry, my internet is there. Okay. So all these ones, you can just pick one, put it, okay? So I'm going to rearrange this entire page. Okay, when I'm designing for Spark, I'll rearrange it entirely. Okay, so let's do this, right? This is free. Upload. After elements, you have upload. Uploads are pictures that you bring up yourself. So you want to post your own picture. You upload it. You understand? So that these are files that I have uploaded myself in the past. You are okay. I'm going to stop my video. Stop my video. Yeah. Okay. So these are files that you have uploaded in the past, or the present. So you can always upload your image, your video, your audio. Okay. Then photos. Photos are pictures on Instagram. Okay. So we have the free ones and the paid ones. There are a lot of them. Trust me, you can be looking for a picture for 2 hours. There are that many, and you just be like, oh, this is so cute, oh, this is so pretty. It can have that Instagram effect that, before you blink, you've used 2 hours and you haven't done anything just by looking at photos on Canva. Yes, it's like that. Oh, hello, female. Enjoy. Okay, no problem. Okay, so these images, you see, there are a lot of images. Like Canva has a ridiculous ridiculous number of images. So, but there are also free ones and there are paid ones. Okay, So for example, let me type. So you can just type, for example, let me say butterfly, fly. You see images, you get tired. But can you see this? So can you see, once you see that, it is page. So it is in your best interest to avoid it. Okay, so I like this one. This is free. So I'm going to use this. I like this one. It's free. So there are a lot. You can keep scrolling. You can scroll for 2 hours, literally. Okay. Oh, I like this one. Let me use it. Okay. An issue with Canva. You're going to like everything. Okay. So let's keep it simple. Okay. I like this. I like the purple. Let's use the purple because it has some colors. Okay, so I'm going to. So that's really how you put images. Okay, photos. You can put as many photos as you want. All right. So text is another. I think it's not every text that is free, but to make things easy, right? They have arranged some of them like that, so you're not having to arrange them yourself. You understand? So you're just going to take this text and edit it. Okay. I'm going to work on a project. So I'm just trying to show you everything. You understand? There are all sorts of text. Okay. Well, as you can see, some are paid. Some are paid. Okay. So background. These are basically images, but you can pick any of these, or you can take from the photos. Like I said, the photos I showed you. It's just to have as your background. It's very important. You need to have a background. Okay. Then logos. Honestly, I'm not sure what this logo is, but that's my logo there. Yeah, that must have happened in the past. Okay, so those are the contents. Those are basically the things you use in Canva. Okay, so now I'm going to do two things today. Okay, so just above each page, you see these two things. You see the one that has one and another one, it says duplicate page. That's when you want to copy the page. So when you duplicate, it just copies the exact same thing to the bottom, right? But if you say add page, it's just going to add. So I'm going to click on both of them. Okay. So when you click add, that's a blank page it gives you. So you see now you can delete, you can duplicate, you can also add another page, you can move up, But now when you duplicate, it duplicates the exact same thing for you. Can you see? It's the exact same thing that it has duplicated for the exact same thing. So when you're designing, design is a process. So when you're designing, you may want to tweak something and say, okay, let me see how it will look, So the first thing you should do is duplicate that page, then work on the duplicate. You understand? So that in case the tweaking doesn't work out, you always have the original to go to. So for me, when I'm designing, sometimes I have like 10 duplicates. I have as many as 10 duplicates. Just so that if I need to go back, I have it there, and it works for me. So when you're done, you can delete all the duplicates. It's entirely up to you. So for me, I'm working with 2 duplicates, okay, for now. So I'm just going to delete it. Okay, this arrow shows that you can go up or down if you want to move up. You want to move your page up, you want to move it down, see? So, okay, let me reduce. Okay, this is another thing. This is the size, so you can reduce it, you can make it smaller. Can you see? Okay, you can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. So just for you to see that I can move my page up or down. So I move that back down, I move it up, move it down. So I'm going to delete this blank one. Okay, so you can increase the page, the page size to any size you want. So I tend to work with 5%. Yeah, I think 5%. I mostly work with something around that. So it's big enough for me, right? This is big enough for my screen. Okay, let me maximize my screen. No, I don't maximize. Okay, let me just reduce it. I think I work with, okay, there's a particular number I work with that works for me. So I can see the entire, this is 68% for me. I can see the entire thing, the entire paper. I like to work like this. But if you want to increase it, you can always make it bigger. So I have 2 exact same thing. Okay. So yeah, let's work with this first. Okay, so I'm going to, like I said, this is a given template. Okay, but I want to change it. I don't like this lion. Lion seems very angry. So I'm going to change it. Okay. Okay, but now when you change a template like that, okay, you didn't even change everything. Okay, that's fine. So you see that I still have this, right? And then I have this. Now, when you've done all this, it's important to save your work. Although Canva automatically saves. So if it automatically saves, if it is not going to save, see where it tells you all changes saved. It will write it there, all changes saved. But if there's a network glitch, it will show you to say that it's not saved. So Canva automatically saves your work. You understand? It automatically saves. But just be on the safe side, right? Okay, it automatically saves. There's really nothing you can do about that. But you need to put the name that you want. Okay, so you see this says Soft Pink International Women's Day post. So I want to change it. Okay, I can say Canva practice. Canva practice. Okay, that's that. So I've renamed this. Okay, makes it very easy. Okay, so we're going to adjust just this one as this. Okay, so you know that you can always work with the pencil. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is, you don't like the color, you know, you want to change the color, you want something more, I don't know, what kind of color you want. You select the color. For everything you select, right, you see a line pop up like that. So this is where you can edit anything. So you see I've selected this text. You can see I can change the text here, the size, the color. You know, I can alter, this is an alignment, whether you want it to the left or to the right. Buttons, you know, so you can change anything. So you pick a picture to show you. So if you want to change the color, sometimes there's a color behind the picture. I'll show you that you can do that. You can copy it, you can flip it, you can do all that. So when you pick the color, it's just going to show you this. Okay, so we're going to change the color. Now, if you're a business person, if you run a brand, you will know that there's something called brand colors, the colors for your brand. You get to decide your colors. Nobody, I mean, you do it yourself, decide your colors. But don't just go and say, oh, my colors are brown and orange, or my colors are blue and pink. No, there are different shades of blue. Is it sky blue? Is it navy blue? Is it, you know, some people may even argue, is it pale blue? But different shades of blue. So to keep things easy, right? Canva has done it that, yes, on one hand, you can type blue. It will show you blue. But as you can see, there are different kinds of blue. But you can also do it that. So if I pick blue, for example, it will change, okay? But to keep things simple, for your own end, when you say add a new color, okay? You can pick a color, it will change, pick a color, it will change, pick a color, it will change, like that. It's like it's an online color wheel. I don't know if you're familiar with this, but yeah, it's everywhere. So you understand, you can do this, but if you have a brand, that means they're going to have specific colors. This should be the color code for your brand. So you should know the color code for your brand. No matter, even if it's one color, know the code. You can take the code, write it somewhere. Even if you don't know the code of it, that's why you pick a color you like this color. Take note of the code. You see the code B4B159. Take note of the code, write it somewhere. So that when next you are designing something for your page, you use that color because it helps the consistency. So you're not having different shades of green on your page. You know, if you like another color, you can do that. So my own color is I have two brand colors. I only know one of it. Let me try and see if I can get FF63B1. This is the exact shade. This is my exact color for my business. Okay, I have two, but this is the one I know of it. So that's to show you how important it is. Now, if I just say pink, I just pick any pink, it's not going to work. You understand? It's not going to work. So you should know your brand colors. It's very important. Canva can help you know those colors. Any color you want. Just know it, see the number. It will always show you that number. Take note of that number. If you have 3 colors, if you have 4 colors, make sure you know the shade. That's why you see all these big brands, their colors are always consistent because they have the shades, they have the exact numbers that they use. Is it RGB or something they call it? So that's very important. Okay, so I want to change the color of this. Let's use something. Okay, let's do something in purple. Okay, I like this color. I'm not sure what color it is, but I like it. So you see this color now. I don't know the color it is. It showed, I just picked one, but if you want to now get the color of this one, you just click on it, it will show you the code. Can you see? So that's the code for this color. You understand? If I don't know the name of this color, maybe it's still green, maybe it's aquamarine, I'm not sure. But that's the code. Okay, so now I pick a color that I like, So now I want to change this. I don't want to write pop-up. I want to write something else. So I'm just going to click on it and say it's Dear Lagos, or something. Okay, Dear Lagos, be sane. Be sane. Okay. So can you see, I've changed it. Now, nothing is fixed in stone. So you see, I've adjusted this. Okay. I can move it closer. I've adjusted this, but it's now shorter. So I can either move it closer like this, or I can make it longer. Do you understand? Or if I move it closer now, the thing is if you can see this circle, right? You won't see that circle very quick. If I click it, you can see the circle. Okay, so that circle means it's a curve. Can you see? So the curve of this is different from the curve of this. Okay, so if you want to keep things different, you can change it to make it longer. I love you. Okay, so you see it's slightly longer, so you can move it, you can adjust it. You can move it closer. Okay, you can do that. So if I want, let's change the color of Dear Lagos. I don't like the color. Let's use red. No, red looks ugly. Yes, let's use black. Black always works. Okay. Now, I want to change the text. I don't like the text. Okay. This is where you have text. Now you can, with text, do like with everything in Canva. There's the free, there's the paid. So like I said, you see this crown, crown inside circle. Once you see that crown, just keep going. Face front, just keep going. You understand? And Canva makes it easy. They show you that like very easy. So you could change your text, to use this one. If you don't like it, you could use, there are so many. I don't want to waste time on text. Okay, so you can pick another text. Okay. So you could also rotate. Okay, now let's say I want to move this one. I don't like it. I like this one. It's here, but it's like that. So I'm just going to rotate. See? Can you see? That tiny, just too small, that small, yeah, just small 2 arrows, that's rotate. So you can rotate it to any angle that you want, if you want, you can rotate it. So you see, I'm still using the same text, right? So I can adjust it. Now, it's not well rotated, right? So I can always do it again. Okay, I hope that looks better. I'll show you how to do this rotation, okay? But not now, since it's still here. So you've done this, you don't like it, you can move it up. Now your keyboard, there isn't a phone, the system, your keyboard, the up and down arrow on your keyboard, you can use it to move up, move down. So that's what I'm pressing now, the up arrow on my keyboard, okay? So you see we put Dear Lagos. Okay, so now I don't like these girls. I want to remove them. Okay, so let's go to photos. Okay, no, I don't want to butterfly. Let's say car. Yeah, car is appropriate for Lagos. Okay, so like other ones, you see, this is paid, so I will not be doing this. This is free, so you can put this. Now, you are thinking, okay, how can I put this picture inside here? Okay, now I'm going to show you something to do. Just stay with me, right? I'm going to create a new page. I'm going to show you something. Okay, so on the new page, have elements. So there's something called, what is it? Frames. Okay, there's something called frames. Okay, frames. So we're going to pick a frame, right? Can you see? Looks empty. Now the difference between, okay, let me delete this. The difference between, let me use a circle so that it's easy for you to understand. So I'm going to pick a frame circle and then a shape circle. So those are really two circles, right? But I'll show you the difference between both of them. If you can get this, it will make your work very easy, okay? So now I have two circles. By all standards, they're two circles, right? Now, I want to put a picture in the circle. So I bring this picture in, okay? Let's make it smaller so you can see. So I want to put this picture inside the circle. How do I do that? For this regular circle, I put it, it's just going to sit there. Now let's copy. If you want to copy, now if you want to copy an image in on the page, you can just right click. Right click, it shows you copy, paste, delete, send backward, send forward. We'll get around to some of these things when we are designing from scratch. So you say copy, okay? Or okay, no, it's something else. If you want to copy an image, right? Select it, then you go up here, and say duplicate. If you this first duplicate I showed you is for the page. For this other one is for pictures, for text, or you understand? So now I've duplicated. So I have two images, right? So can you see how this stays in this? Doesn't look very nice. But when you take this, so this is a frame, okay? So when I take this and put it in a frame, it automatically fills it out. You understand? So if you want to adjust this, you can double click, then move your car. Although there's a limit to how much you can move it, so you can move it. You understand? So can you see the difference? You see that before they were just two circles, but now there's a huge difference. This makes your work look much better. Okay, so back to frames. There are different kinds of frames. No, sorry, this is differently. Okay, that's the frames. There are different kinds of frames. So many types. So you can use sets of three. This one is like a phone. This one is like a laptop. You can use this. There are different kinds of frames. So that's the principle behind frames. Okay. So now back to our design, right? So this is a frame. Okay. So I want to put this picture. This is the same car. The same car. I'm just going to put it in. Can you see? And then double click and move my car. Can you see? Great. Now, apparently there's, okay, you can always, okay, now see something. I move back, I move this, okay? Or like I mistakenly deleted it. So, see? Now, there's this arrow button that says undo. Thankfully, you can undo. So I undo up to where it was before, okay? There's always the undo button, you can undo. So now we have this. So, considering the color of the car, I don't like this color that I'm using today. I want to change it. You are free to change as many times as you. It's your page, nobody else. If I use yellow, it's gonna. No, let me go back to that color. Okay, so now what I don't like, I want to make the color lighter. Okay, that's that. No. let me not get stuck here. Let me just use this color. Okay. Okay. So you see that it's forming, and this is, you are not designing from scratch. You are just using a template that you've been using. Okay. So this I love you. You can choose to. Okay, let's not throw it away. Let's put it somewhere there somewhere. So let's move this up. Okay. So we're going to bring this I love you back. Okay, and then we'll take it. Okay. It's not very straight, but we can adjust the size we want. Dear Lagos title. And adjust the size of this one too. Okay. So you can put it the way you want. You understand? Okay. You can play with text as much as you want. Any style you want. You know? So I don't like the way this looks, but I'll read it. Okay. So the same thing, you can come here, change this, come here, change that, and you can say Papa Balewa Square. You know, done that. Easy peasy. Time. Okay. Let's move the time down here so that it makes more sense. Friday 2 to 4 p.m. That makes sense. Okay, now look at something, right? If you're like me, you like symmetry. You want things to be in the middle properly or at the edge properly, you know, that kind of thing. So, okay, yes, only that the phone, what you see on the phone is different from what you see on the laptop, right? But almost everything that is on the laptop is on the phone, is on the phone version. So this thing I'm doing, you can do it on the phone. It's just that it will be, it won't be, it may not be as easy to see as it is on the laptop. You understand? So what I would advise if you're using a phone is, you know, when you see a button, just touch it and see what it is. You understand? Because it's a phone, it's much smaller. It's much smaller. So, but I assure you, these things are on the phone. They're on the phone. Maybe not everything, but most of it. I used to design in my phone. I designed in my phone for years before I even moved on to a system. So I know that there are a lot of these things on the phone. Okay, so yeah, we're here. So you're saying, okay, it's a Tafawa Balewa Square, Friday, 2 to 4 p.m. You want to make this text bigger, okay? You can just come here and increase the number. Or let's say you have a number in mind. Maybe you want to use them. You want to make it 30. Just let me click on that. You want to make it 30. When you even click on it, it shows you the number. So 32. Okay. Okay, the view of the laptop is making it easier. Okay, now let me let you understand something, right? The purpose of this class is for you to even have an idea of how it works. So you may not necessarily do it while I'm doing it. But when you watch and you learn, you can now go and practice on your phone. You understand? You may not be able to do exactly what I'm doing because it will take time, it's practice. It's way easier to design on your laptop. I understand, okay? But if you have your phone, because it's different, so you need to even familiarize yourself with all the elements on your phone. And you can't do that right now while I'm teaching. So that's why I would advise that you allow me finish. Then maybe you watch the class again. The replay will be up. I'll find where to put it and I'll let everybody know. And then you can now start working on it. So when you know that there's something called frames in Canva, you can now look for it on your phone. If you don't see it, then you know that, okay, it's only on laptop. You understand? But at least you are aware. You understand? So that's the purpose. I know that not everybody is able to follow what I'm saying. You understand? So that's why I'm doing this. Okay, so Tafawa Balewa Square, you know, you can move it up, you can move it. Sorry, I got lost. I'll say something about symmetry. Now, if you like things to be in symmetry, right? When you move around, can you see this purple line? Let me move that down a bit so you can see this is full extent of my page. So when you move things around, can you see? this line is for this page, right? So if you want the picture to be central to this, where is the line? The line has gotten lost. This is okay. This line is the center of the page. So if you want your text to be in the center of the page, you put it there. You understand? Now, that being said, if you don't want your text to be in the center of the page, you can always move it to a corner. Do you understand? You are free to do how you want, but that line will help you. And if you don't see the line, you see, the thing about design is that you can always use eye to judge. That's something that we do. I have a background in design, so I can tell you that sometimes you use eye to judge. You just create a line in your head and then use eye to judge. You know, it's like people that do our hair for we women. There's no straight line that tells them this is the center of the head. No, they use eye to judge and they divide it, and many times they get it right. So that's how it is. So if you don't see that line, if you struggle to find that line, you know, you can just use eye to judge. Use eye to judge. It's okay. It's design. So this one now, it's too big. I want to make it smaller. So I'm just going to click here and do maybe 21. See, much smaller. Too smaller. Okay, this works. Okay, so you can move that up if you want. So you see, it's coming together. So now I don't like this color, or I don't like the text. I want to change the text. To do this one, yeah, that was better. Oh, did I say Tafawa? Hey, Alaji, forgive me. Yes, Tafawa. Yes, Tafawa Balewa. Okay, I'll correct. Alaji, Tafawa Balewa. I got your name right. Okay, Tafawa Balewa Square. Friday, 2 o'clock p.m. So we still have this text, right? Now, if you don't know what to do with it, if you have nothing to do with it, you can delete. Deleting is free. If you don't want to delete, you can bring it back. You understand? But I have nothing to do with it. I'm going to just delete it. Okay, so this is one, but I think, yeah. So you see that this is how you can design from scratch. As in from not from scratch, with what you currently have. Okay. So there's something here that let me mention it because I don't want to forget. Okay. If you look, I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to zoom in very well. Okay. If you look closely, very closely, you can see that there's a brownish line under that frame. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, I'll do that on another page. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, but you see that even for starters, you know, for starters, the last one you just started, just find your logo, have your logo, put it. Okay, let me put my logo so that my logo will be in upload. Your logo is always in upload because it's okay. It's supposed to be like a picture or JPEG, you know. Oh, I did all this. I'll show you some of the things that I've done in the past. I did everything here. These are templates. Okay, so my own logo is already here. So I'm just going to click on it. So that's my logo. Okay. So you decide where you want your logo to be. You understand? That's all. I finished my design for the day. You understand? With this alone, for starters, if you don't like where it is, you can move it down. You understand? You can move it down. You can put your logo where you want, size it the way you want, you know. Mind you, I did this logo in Canva. Yeah, I did this logo in Canva too. I designed it myself and then I saved it too. So I saved it as a picture, a PNG, so it's transparent. So, so this one like this last one, just put it on your Instagram. You know, you are feeling cool. You understand? It makes your work look good. So this is the most basic one. So I'm going to do another one. I'm working with what we have currently. Okay. So yes, I wanted to talk about the frame. So this is the frame. Okay. So now there's something that I would normally do, right? Let me just take that out. Okay. Now I want to join this to this. Okay, but I don't want it to. I want this to be behind it. So I'm going to do that. So the first thing is to increase it slightly. Now, if I move this on, can you see? it has gone, this one has gone behind it. Hey, God, this is like a covering. Well, imagine somebody's enemy wants to cover them. This is what they will do. They will just block, keep blocking. You understand? Okay. That was by the way, that was by the way. Okay, so if you want to do this, see that this may become an issue, right? You want this to be on top. Now, what you do is the right click. Now, there's something called bring to front, send to back. Bring to front means that you want it to be in front. You understand? Send to back means that you want it to be at the back. Yeah. So you pick what you want. Okay. So I'm just going to say bring to front. Now you see there's another one saying bring forward. Bring forward means that maybe you don't want to bring it. How do I explain it? It won't be in front exactly, but you want to bring it forward over something else. You can do that. But for starters, you can say bring to front. Okay. You see? So you see now that we are standing in front of our enemies. They are not blocking us anymore. Say hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay, let's focus. Now I've brought that in, okay, and you want it to be central. You don't want it looking, like you don't know what you're doing. So when you start to move this, you see that line? This horizontal line shows that that's the center of the circle horizontally. Okay, so you keep moving, and then you find the center of the circle vertically. Can you see? So as it is, my car is exactly in the center of the other circle. Now, if you think the other circle is too big, you can adjust it slightly and then repeat. Same thing. You understand? You see? Good. So now, you can now decide to change the color of that one. You can make it, let's do something. Can you see? Now, if you want to keep things simple, right? In Canva, there's something called, where is it now? Group. There's something called group. It's like when you have a group, so when you've done something and you want to keep it in position. No, sorry. When you've done something and maybe you have worked hard to keep it the way it is, you can, sorry again. You can group it, so you put them together. You understand? So even if you move it, it moves together. It's not that you are moving one by one. Let me illustrate this. Now, let's say I want to move now. I just select and move. Can you see? By the time I want to select my background and move it again, I have to repeat the same process. And that can be stressful. It doesn't look like a lot here, but imagine having like 7 things together. It will be stressful. So what you do, where is it on my own page? Okay, some things I'm looking for. Okay, so what you can do, you can select both of them, right? When you select both of them, I'm not sure how you select both on your phone. I'm not sure how on phone, but I know I used to. I can't remember. So I'm not sure how you select both on phone. But anyway, if you can, you select both of them, and then you see group. You can now group it. You can also ungroup it if you want. So if you decide that the marriage between the circle and the car are not doing well, you can divorce them. You can ungroup and you can group back. Okay. So when you group, what makes it easy, right, is that you can move it with one item. You can move it with one item. You can adjust it. Everything stays intact. Your proportions are intact. Everything makes your work easier. Oh, you've done my life. Okay, so that is another thing in Canva. Okay, so that is how they did. I think that's how they did this. I'm not sure, but if that's not how they did it, this is a pretty good alternative or a very close alternative. Okay, so yeah, so that's that. So as you can see, we're done with it. Okay, and I finished 11 o'clock already, and I finished with this. So now we are back to our lion. I'll use this butterfly tomorrow. Oh, okay. So this image is a frame, so you can see what happened there. I was moving it around, though, minding my business. As soon as we entered it, it just went to sit down there. You understand? So, but I don't really like this picture, so I'm going to change it. I'm going to change this picture. Okay, but before I forget, let me mention this. this curve, right? It's from Canva. You can do it in Canva. So it's from something, you see this effect. Just look for effect on your phone or your system and click effect. Okay? This is a free version. Oh, by the way, what I'm using now is the free version. My paid one has expired. So this is a free version. So don't think, you can't do it. You can do it. It's on the free version. Okay, so let's play with this a bit. Okay, so this is none, this is regular. When you put this, you can see a slight shadow. Let me increase it a bit. Let me move it closer so you can see that properly. Okay, so this is regular. This is shadow. You want to cast the shadow, you can cast the shadow. You want to do this, I don't know what they call it, hazy, this thing, you can do that if you want. I've never been a fan of this, but some people like it. You can do that. If you want it to be transparent, see, it's an effect. These are just effects. Okay, if you want it to be colored, if you want to have a background, I don't like this one too, but some people love this. I mean, whatever works for you, you are the one that knows what you like. You get whatever works for you. So I personally don't like this one. I've never used it. So what I do, you see this is straight, that's none. Then you say curve. So when you say curve, you can adjust the size. You can make it curve downwards, you can make it curve upwards. Okay. So now, because I was having issues with this, I love you. Let me move that out. Let me curve this. First of all, you put it in the center, okay, and then you curve it to fit. Okay. Okay. I have to adjust it slightly. Okay. So you can do that. And then we're going to repeat the same thing for this one. You can make it really, or you can make it straight. You can always make it straight. Okay. So because I adjusted it before, now I've made it straight. Okay. Okay, even this one. Okay, straight. Okay, so I've made my I love you straight. Okay, so if I want to leave it like that, that's fine. But I like it, I don't want to delete it. So I'm going to just let's see. I'm going to, okay, you know what, let's move it up. And let's move it here. I really like the text, the font. So let me see. Here we go. Okay. So make it really big. You can do the same thing. Or no, I've changed my mind. There's always the undo button. So I'm just undoing it. Just good. So I'm back to where I was. Okay. Let's leave it that I love you, but let's adjust. Okay. I guess a late comma. Well done. So where was I? Okay, so I want to curve this. Okay, so it's going to be effect, and then you go there and you adjust. So I can do this if I want. I like it, and I've chosen to make it my Y. I can choose to leave my Y way up there, but I kind of like the effect, so let the Y drop on it. Okay, and then you move it down. All right. So in essence, this is a basic one. Okay. But if you look at it now, every time you do a design, right, you have to look at it properly. Look at it holistically. Look at the entire thing and see how it looks. Sometimes it doesn't look very good. Sometimes. So for me, right, this I love you. I really like the text, but it's not working for my design. So I'm just going to move it away. If I can't find where to put it in, I'll just delete it. Okay. So this looks way better. Way better. Do you understand? Now, with this one, I can choose to bring it up here. I can. It looks better like this actually. Do you understand? So this works for me. So if it works for you, that's fine. So for me, I'm done designing a flyer. I'm done. This is like the most basic one. Okay. So we're going to do another one. Another basic one. I don't like this line. So let me change this element template. Okay. Okay, let's do text. Ah, great. This is great. So this is text. Let's say you want to do Happy New Month. You understand? So when you change it, you see that everything when you change it, you see that everything remains where they are. So I've changed this one. This is the one that I've changed. It doesn't affect the other two. Okay. Oh, by the way, I want to change the color of this. That background color I told you, that brown, please say brown. I want to change it. I want something bright. Just see something yellow, orange, yellow. Yeah. Sometimes that tiny detail can go a long way. Okay. And then let me make this yellow too. So when you're, I said you should look at things holistically. When you look at it completely like that, right? It helps you know what to change, what to leave. So you see, you can count how many colors are here. The only color that stands out is my logo. Do you get? So you should play with this. So I'm going to change this to yellow. Now you don't have to, it's not mix and match like fashion, but sometimes these things help. You understand? They just help your work look what's the word? Cohesive. They're together. Everything is together. It's not join. Nobody ever wants to look join. Even when you dress up, you don't want to look like you just join things. So your design should be like that. You're not just joining. So okay, so that's that. All right. If you're just joining us, I think you have to watch the replay because I'm not going to go back. Okay, so let's do something else. And I think this is something that is very common because every one of us has this happy new month or something that I want to do. This is something that almost every business owner uses. Text uses a lot. Okay, so let's adjust it. Now, the first thing is that you don't like the background. Okay. Now you right click. There's something called detach from background. So I'm not seeing it. Okay. Maybe I'm just going to delete it. Okay. Apparently, the situation is that there are two layers. So this is a color. Now what I'm doing now, this is a template. So I'm just showing you how complicated some templates can be. So when you adjust all these things, they can help you. So you can see that this is actually a square. But let me tell you why it looks like this. There's something called transparency. You see this box, there are a number of boxes like that, so it starts to fizzle out. It looks like small. I don't know how to explain, but this, if you can see my mouth, my cursor, my mouth, the hand is here. My mouth is here. So when you see transparency, okay, can you see? Can you see? So this is the real, what it actually looks like, but they made it transparent. Okay, they made it transparent. Okay, so the first thing is to move this aside. Okay, don't delete it, just move it aside first. Now you can get to the color, the background. So you can see that this background, I think it's a plant, the plant. I don't know, I don't know. But when you right click, okay, now the way Canva works, there's something you can do that can attach your image to your page. It just attaches it. It's like it groups itself to the page. So that's called attaching image to background. Okay. So that's what they've done here. So no matter what I do, I can't, You see, I can move the text, I can move every text, I can even move this one, but I can't move the image. That's why they did that. Okay, so let me arrange things back. Okay, so now the one way you can do it now, if you like this image, okay, no, we'll get to that. Okay, so you could just right click and say detach image from background. Okay, so can you see this is the real image? This is what it looks like. So I'm going to delete it. I don't like the image, so I'm going to delete it. Okay, if you like it, you can use it in your own. Me, I don't like it in my own. Now, you can see that you can't really see. Okay, if you remove this, you can't see the text, but it doesn't mean they are not there. Okay. They're there. They're just playing peekaboo with us because they are white and the background is white. Now, bear in mind that every basic Canva page comes in white. If you are starting from scratch, it is white. You are the one that will put whatever you want to put on it. So now, let me go and select image that I like. Let's say that my butterfly. So it's been photos. Okay. Where's my butterfly? Okay. So there's always the option of recently used, before it starts showing you all these other ones. Okay. So you can use a cake, you can use people, you can do anything, as long as it's a free image. Trying to look for something that isn't sensitive. Since you are doing happy new month, okay, we also don't want an image that will take over the entire space. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, candles. Okay. If I stay on these images, we'll be here for 2 hours. So okay, this is great. Okay, this is great. So I'm deleting that. I like candles, but I think yeah. So now what I'm going to do is this image, right? Now, a principle of design is proportions, right? You have to work with proportions. So you see this image as it is, it has its proportions. If you do this, it may not be obvious to you, but you've made it bigger unnecessarily. No, not that you've made it bigger, but you spoiled the proportion. If you do this, okay, we are even lucky. This is a good image. This image adjusts according to proportion. It slightly adjusts, so it doesn't look very bad. But let me see if I can find an image that will stretch. Okay, let me use this one. Okay, so okay, this one will stretch according to proportion. Okay, no. So I like this. This is nice. So this kind of image is good for something food related. Maybe if you run a food business, you can say happy new month to something cheap like this. Okay, maybe you should do this. It looks fun. Okay, let's do this. Let me go back to the original image size. All right, so I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use this. Okay, so you can choose to, if you do this, okay, here, can you see? So if you stretch it like this and you don't stretch it like this, it cuts it off. Now, to keep things simple, right, instead of pulling it from one side to the other, one of the things, the best thing to do, if you want to expand an image, right, don't just pick from one side, pick from the edge. You see the edge, the lower edge, any of the edges. Because when you pick from the edge, right, you're expanding both sides. Can you see? You're expanding it this way, you're expanding it vertically and horizontally. So it's uniform, okay? So you can pick from the edge, all right? So now let's say we want to put this and expand it all the way, okay? Okay, we've been able to achieve this, right? Now, I want to pick this, okay? But I can mistakenly pick this image and move it. Okay, it has locked itself. Okay, that means it has done something that, let me do that. Okay, so apparently when you expand it to a certain level, it just attaches itself to the background. Okay, so I'm just going to set image as background. You understand? So you see, that way I can't move the image. I can delete it if I want. Okay, I can delete, but I can't move the image. So no matter how I do it, I can't move the image. Now, I can choose to move it to the side. Yeah, I think I like the side. I like the phone. Okay, so I'll move it to the side. Now, you see this color, you can bring it back. But then again, you know what? This image is too big. You have to be very is pragmatic. I don't know what the word is when you are picking images. But the fact that you like an image doesn't mean it works for what you're doing. That's one is a fact. You can like an image, but it doesn't work for what you want to do. So you have to pick something that works. So in my case, that first one, I'm not sure where it is, but once you picked an image before, you would always see a recently, when you open the images again, you see recently used. So you can take, you understand? So I'm going to use this instead. It's not too busy. Because if it's too busy, my text won't come out. You understand? You understand? Okay, to keep it simple, let me do both of them so you see what I'm saying. Okay, so let's say we have this. Okay, so I'm just going to move this back to where it was. Can you see? So that changes the color. So I can make this more transparent. But you see what's going on here, right? Is that my text, which I can move the text. Let me move the text. You can't move the text. That's not a problem. That's not the issue. But the issue with this image, right, is that there's a lot going on. So unless you have just one text there, it's going to be too much. Do you understand? But it doesn't mean you can't use it. You can use it. You can use it. You can make it transparent, you know. Okay, so that kind of fizzles out and it reduces so it's not too much. Okay, you understand? So you can do this, but I personally, if I were to use this, I'll have just one thing, maybe match. You understand? If I were to do this, so that it's not too much. You don't want it to be too much. Okay. So, but I'm going to go and I'm going to replicate this. Okay. So we have this, and then I'm going to change this image. So I'm going to detach from background. Okay, and delete it. And I'm going to use this. And I'm going to attach the background, first image as background. So it just attaches itself. And then I'm going to move it a bit more. Sometimes you can't move I want the whole face to show. Okay, okay. Now you can bring this back. But if you want, you can change the color. You don't have to use that color. You don't even have to use it. If you don't like it, if you don't like this, you can delete it. But if you like the feel it gives, so you see that's yellow I'm using. Okay, that's yellow I'm using. But you see it's transparent. If I put it copper yellow, can you see how it looks? It's not the same. So you see, this gives it a whole new feel. I absolutely love this. Okay, so all I'm doing is putting it on top. This is a square, same square. Now, you now just what's left is for you to rearrange your text. If you like your text the way it is, you can either select everything and group it, or you can move them one by one, which is more specific. Can you see? You know, but for me, right, I won't group it yet because I'm still designing. So let's say I like the match. So this goodbye, I'm just going to find where to put it. Goodbye match. Okay. So can you see? Can you see? Looks simple enough, but these kinds of things can go along with. Now I wish I could move the picture up a little bit, but unfortunately I can't. So I'm working with what I have, you know. So I can always do this because I like the detail of, I like that detail. I like that detail of where this branch stops just at the edge there. I can't explain it, but I like it. Okay, so I'm just going to use it. So goodbye, Max. May all your wishes and heart desires come true. So there you have it. Okay, so we're going to compare this and the other one. Let me reduce size. Okay, so this is this, and you can choose to change the text, the color. You can choose to change the text. You can choose to change for okay, you can choose to use that. You can choose to use, you can play with it. It has many colors as you want. You can use orange, you can use blue, you can use red if you're a red lover like me. But a general rule of thumb is that by the time you bring in your logo, let me bring in my logo again, just to show you guys something. Okay. By the time you bring in your logo and you fit it in, can you see what happens? I moved something that I didn't want to move. Okay, so that's why you group things. Okay. So now I can't select this. I have to move this to actually pick this up. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, let me put my logo. Okay. So, sorry, made that mistake. Okay, so this is, see now, I move this off, can you see? So it alters the image, okay? So if I wanted to expand it, just pull it on the side. That works, okay? All right, so I can put my image down here, my logo rather down here, and adjust the size again. So you see in the corner, I can make it as big as you want, as small as you want, okay? So we have this, all right? So if you want to make things look cohesive, right? You want them to look put together. You can pick this one and do something in this color. So that's my brand color. So can you see? Just by changing that to pink, can you see how it changes? So it doesn't look random. You understand? They don't look random. You understand? So if I use another color, or I could use my secondary color, you understand? So when you have that color, you have this one, it matches this one at the base. You understand? So you will match colors, but it doesn't have to be everything, but it has to look good, which means that some colors would match. So imagine me using, say, a purple here or a green. Do you understand? It just, excuse me, it doesn't look bad, right? But it looks better. You can use it like this, but it looks better when you are color conscious. So I'm color conscious. So it already knows the colors that I'll put in here. So for me, I personally, this works. I can choose to change this to another color if maybe it's not coming out. Because sometimes a color may not pop the way you want. Sometimes. So you change it, you can play with it. This gray is dull. Can you see how dull it is? Okay. The white looks, but the black comes out. So you can use the white, you can use the black. I prefer the white, but I don't like the text, so I can change the text. This white one, you understand? So this is one. Now compare this, right, to this. You understand? When you compare them, same this thing, same text. I didn't change the text. I didn't change anything in the text. You understand? See how it looks. So even if you say, okay, let me move it back up to where there's space. So even if I say, okay, maybe it's the color, let me change all the colors, it's not still going to hit that. You understand? And that's because if it was just a plate with the gorgeous looking ice cream and spoon and everything on top, it would have been okay. But these berries, right, as beautiful as they look, they make the page look too busy. And when it starts to look too busy, you just start to struggle, because it's not like I can't make this work. I can. But for people who are just starting in Canva, you're just going to be stressing yourself. You understand? So just pick an image that works with your mind. So you see this one, see how it looks? This looks way better. Okay? So I think we're done for today. Today's this thing was just showing you how to design with your template. Okay? So I'm just gonna, this is already saved. So once I close it, it's closed. Okay? So this was the first one, second one, third one.